A good evening to you. Welcome into Liberty High School as we are getting set to bring you Air Academy Liberty Volleyball right here on 20 TV. Courtside, my name is Matt Pauley. Great to have you with us. We will be with you throughout the evening as we're looking forward to what we expect to be a pretty good match tonight here at Liberty High School. Before we go any further, if you want to be able to relive this, you're going to be able to do so by purchasing a DVD copy. A couple different ways that you can contact us. One way is to email us, 20tv@asd20.org, or give us a call, 719-234-1780. That's 719-234-1780. Let's take a look at the Liberty Lancers. They come in with a record at 5-5 on the season, and you see the roster right there on the team. You really look at Jenna McGuire, number 13, a 5'11 sophomore outside hitter, middle blocker. She leads the team in both kills and aces and then is tied for second on the team in blocks. We'll pass along the entire starting lineup for Liberty coming up in just a while. As far as what they have done lately, as mentioned, they come in with a 5-5 record. However, they've lost a few in a row, as last time out, losing 3 games to 1. In fact, of the last 4 matches, they only have 1 victory. They began the season with a record at 5-1, and have now dropped 4 in a row. As far as the Air Academy Cadets go, they come in with a record at 7-1, and you see the roster, and they've got some great players on this team. Ashley Pagan, one of them, leads the team in kills, second on the team in blocks. Bryce Schwartz leads the team in aces, also has 196 of the team's 207 assists this year, and they really are having a great season. At 7-1 on the season, they are on quite a roll recently. You see some big wins on there as they lost their first match of the year and have rolled off 7 in a row since. And some of the highlights there: winning against Pine Creek 3-2, winning against Rampart 3-1. You see what they've done since then. Another matchup against a 5A District 20 team in Liberty, and we'll see what they're able to do this evening. We also have a new addition to our District 20 television team. It is a brand new production trailer. Let's actually go out to it right now and take a look. Guys, go ahead. Are you having fun? Give me a wave or something if you're out there. Yep, there they are. Big wave, and they are having a great time. Want to give a very big special thank you to Superintendent Mark Hatchell along with the entire school board. They are big proponents of the District 20 TV broadcast that we bring you. You see, there's the truck right there, and without the support of those folks, we would not be able to do that. Hello to you as well, and we're great. We're very grateful to be able to have that production truck, and that is a brand new addition, and hopefully you're able to see some improvements in our broadcast. Nonetheless, we are just a few moments away from getting things underway. It's Air Academy and Liberty, and we've got the start of this match coming your way next right here on 20 TV. Welcome back into Liberty High School. We are just a few moments away from Air Academy and Liberty, a District 20 matchup. Air Academy coming in with a 7-1 record, playing in the 4A Pikes Peak, where Liberty comes in at 5-5, playing in the 5A Metro Conference. Air Academy is coached by Shelly Small, Liberty by Lindsay Hicks in her first season. Let's take a look at the starters for each team. First off, for the visiting Air Academy Cadettes, starters include Ashley Pagan, a 5'7" sophomore, Jordan Pingle, a 5'7" junior, Ashley Nelson, a 6-foot senior, Claire Kazara, a 5'5" senior, Bryce Schwartz, a 5'6" sophomore, Malia Miller, a 5'11" sophomore, and the libero is Gabby Jones, a 5'5" senior. Liberty once again coached by Lindsay Hicks. Their starters are Cody Inlos Williams, Ellen, who is a 5'5" senior, Ellen Kiger, who's a 5'9" senior, Kylie Camacho, a 5'9" senior, Dylan Byland, a 5'6" sophomore, Kennedy Castaneda, a 5'7" junior, Jenna McGuire, a 5'11" sophomore. The libero is Jenna Stoffel, a 5'3" senior. You look at these two teams, and height could certainly be a issue, as not really many 6-footers between the two teams at all, but Liberty has no 6-footers for Air Academy. They do have Ashley Nelson, who is the 6-foot senior middle blocker. So from a size perspective, Air Academy has a little bit of an advantage on Liberty coming into this match tonight. We are just a few moments from getting things officially underway here at Liberty High School. Always a big matchup when you got a couple District 20 teams. These schools so close to each other. I'm sure many of these athletes have known each other pretty much their entire lives, have played youth volleyball together, and it means a lot when they get out on the court against each other. And really, Air Academy has had their way amongst the District 20 schools this year. They defeated Pine Creek. They defeated Rampart. Here they are playing against Liberty, and we will see how things go down. If they can win tonight, they'll have a matchup on September 24th against Discovery Canyon. Well, they'll be looking for, I guess you could call it, a District 20 sweep. Nonetheless, we are just about set to get things going, and it will be Claire Kazara to serve first for Air Academy. The serve comes across. It just gets over the net. It is dug out, and Liberty's got the first opportunity. From the left side, sent down. That is just out of bounds. Kylie Camacho on the attack, and it's out of bounds. So that's an attack error against Kylie Camacho, and that's going to be a point for Air Academy. 1-0, the early lead. And Claire Kazara will continue to serve. Her serve comes across, just gets over the net, and that is an ace. Kazara comes into tonight's match with 8 aces. Go ahead and make that 9 as she gets the ace. 2-0, Air Academy out to a good start. Kazara will continue to serve. Her serve comes across. This time it is dug out. The set goes over to the left side. The attack, that's going to be dug out by Air Academy. Now they're looking to run their offense from the left side, sent over by Jordan Pingle. Liberty's got a chance in the middle. Not a whole lot on that from Camacho. Camacho gets it back, and she puts that down. And check that, that's Byland in the middle who put that down. Either way, Liberty's able to get the point. So that makes it a 2-1. Game number 1, and Cody Inlos Williams will serve. Dug out. Now the set comes over to the left side, just sent over by Jordan Pingle. Now there's Inlos Williams with a set over to the right side, sent over by Byland. Air Academy's able to play it. There's Pingle again. It is down, and it is in, as that's going to be a point for Air Academy. (3-1) Cadets lead. Bryce Schwartz with the serve. It comes over. Now right at the net, putting it down is Ashley Nelson. The dig came too far back over the net. So Nelson gets her first kill. She leads the team in blocks, had 45 kills coming into tonight's match. Another serve from Schwartz. It is dug out, not all that well. It looks like Liberty's just going to have to give it back to Air Academy. They do. There's the set. Coming to the middle, into the block, and back out of bounds. Out of bounds, point Air Academy, and that makes it a 4-2 game number 1. This is Bryce Schwartz to serve. Dug out by the libero. The set, and a little bit out of the reach of Ellen Kiger, the 5'9" senior. Kiger was right there, and that's where we talk about the height. If you've got somebody with a couple extra inches up there, might be able to do a little bit more with it. Bryce Schwartz, the senior, will continue to serve. 6-1 All-Air Academy here in the early going. The serve comes across. It is dug out. Now the set comes over to the left side, sent in, and somehow Air Academy gets it back. Is that down and in? Now there's a question if it hit the ground on the Air Academy side, and they are going to say that before it came back, it did touch the ground, so that's a point for Liberty. 6-2, and for the Lancers, we see Haley Cuppett, a 5'9" junior, come in as Kennedy Castaneda will come out. And the serve from Kylie Camacho. Sent over, and Air Academy puts it right in the block. That was Ashley Pagan, but right there on the front line, Ellen Kiger was there, as was Dylan Byland. And that gives the point to Liberty. 6-3. Cadets lead. Air Academy just sends it over, and there was nobody in that back corner. That's a point for the Cadets. Jordan Pingle. So 7-3 the score. Air Academy leads, and Gabby Jones, the libero, will serve. 5'5" senior. Her serve comes across, dug out. The set at the net, off the block. Air Academy's able to save it. It's right at the net and put down and put over by Haley Cuppett. She was right there, the 5'9" junior. So 7-4. Air Academy leads, but Liberty trying to get things going. This is Ellen Kiger. Kiger, her serve comes over. It is dug. The set comes to the right side, put down, punched away, and a lift called against Liberty. That's going to be a point for Air Academy. And for the Cadets, Lauren Petty comes back in. 8-4, Cadets doubling Liberty. This is Jordan Pingle to serve. Pingle's serve does come across. There's the dig. The set over the right side, and too much on that from Dylan Byland, an attack air, and that gives Air Academy a 9-4 lead. Pingle will continue to serve for the Cadets, who are looking to win their 8th in a row. They come in 7-1, having lost their first match of the year to Arapahoe. Haven't lost since. Left side, put down. What a kill by Haley Cuppett. She's got a couple kills today. She came over from the left side, that outside hitter, and a cross-court kill, put it where nobody was, and that's a great play by Liberty, and that gets them their 5th point of the night. They're down 9-5. Serve comes over, and that is out of bounds. A service error. Side out, and Air Academy will get the serve back. This is Ashley Pagan, the 5'7" sophomore. Pagan puts it over. Dug out towards the net. The set comes to the center and put down with authority, Jenna McGuire. First time we've called her name today. Leads the team in kills, leads the team in aces, tied for 2nd on the team in blocks. McGuire, a 5'11" sophomore, certainly a key returner from last year. And that gets Liberty back within 4 at 10-6. Serve comes across. There's the set, goes over to the left side, put down a little bit too much on that from Lauren Petty, the 5'7" sophomore outside hitter. And Liberty now back within 3 at 10-7 as Haley Cuppett, the 5'9" junior, will continue to serve. Here comes her serve, gets across the net, dug out on the back line by Gabby Jones, fought for right at the net, and Liberty has 2 hits against them, and that's going to be a point for the Cadets, and we see a substitution as Kennedy Castaneda will come back in for the Lancers. And now there's a little bit of a question on whether or not that substitution is going to take place. Lindsay Hicks is looking over to our floor official. Castaneda comes in as Cuppett is out. 11-7 the score, and this is Malia Miller, 5'11" sophomore to serve. Her serve does come across. The dig comes right back over to Air Academy. Big opportunity for them from the middle, and putting it into the net, Ashley Nelson. So Nelson could not finish the attack. You see, she just got way too much on top of it. Liberty back within 3 again at 11-8, and this is Jenna McGuire to serve. McGuire's serve comes across, dug out. The set comes to the right side and a cross-court attack into the net from Ashley Nelson. 11-9. Jenna McGuire will continue to serve, and her serve cannot get over the net. That's a point for the Cadets. That hurts, those service errors, especially when you're on a bit of a run. So 12-9, Air Academy leads, and now serving once again will be Claire Cazzaro. 5'5" senior, serves at a 95% clip. Not a lot of service errors from Cazzaro. As you can see, gets over the net, now to the middle, just over the block. Air Academy gives it back, fought for, and Liberty can't get it back over to the Air Academy side. It's going to be an attack error against Ellen Kiger, and that gives Air Academy a 13-9 lead here in game number 1. Claire Cazzaro will continue to serve. Her serve just gets over the net. Here's the set, comes to the center, over the block, and even though she kind of finessed it, Ellen Kiger gets the kill. She came up like she was really going to try to put a lot on it. Then the last moment, she got it just over the block, and it fell down behind them. Here's the serve. Good serve. It's dug out. Set comes to the right side. Put down. That is down, and that is good. That's a great kill. Coming over from the right side, Ashley Nelson. 14-10, Cadets lead. Here's the serve, the dig. Now the set put right back over, almost looked like a lift, not called against the Lancers. Now right at the net, somebody's into the net, and one official is saying Air Academy was into the net. The other official was saying Liberty was into the net. And they are going to give the point to Liberty, and they're going to say it was Air Academy that was into it. So a little bit of a discussion between the two officials on which team was into the net. They give the point to Liberty. It's 14-11. Cadets still lead. From the center, put down, and nobody was there to stop the attack from Ashley Pagan. She gets the kill. 15-11 now. We see Sam Bryant, 5'5" senior defensive specialist in there for Liberty. She'll work the back line. 15-11 our score. Air Academy leads. Air Academy serving. This is Gabby Jones, the 5'5" senior libero. Serve is across, dug out on the back line. There's the set. It's going to be a back line attack, and it is out of bounds. Point to Air Academy. 16-11, another substitution. We see Sierra Britton for the first time today. Cadets lead. This is Gabby Jones. Jones puts it across. There's the dig. Set comes over to the left side, off the block, down, and it's good. Haley Cuppett. She has been one of the, if not the most impressive Lancers so far today. Second on the team in kills coming into tonight's contest. 16-12 our score right now in favor of Air Academy. Kiger serves. It is playable. It's dig. Now the set comes over the right side into the block. Air Academy's got to save. They're unable to do so. And that was a heck of a job by both Haley Cuppett and Jenna McGuire there on the left side on the block. You'll see they both go up at the exact moment, create that wall. And that gives the point to Liberty, making it 17-12. And this is Kiger to serve. Kiger gets it across. That is a rainbow serve. The dig, the set comes to the middle, back into the block, and it's the same two folks. Cuppett and McGuire were right there, and they are having a huge impact on the front line right now. 17-13, Liberty on a bit of a run right now. Here's the serve, comes across, is playable. Set, no, just quickly sent over. Liberty will give it right back. This time they will set over to the left side, off the block and down. Jordan Pingle gets the kill. Her third kill of this first game. That gives Air Academy the 17-14 lead. Here comes the serve. Dug out, now the set comes to the middle, off the block. Liberty's able to play it. Over to the left side now. Again, over the block, down and good for Cuppett. her 4th kill. She's been very good, and she is single-handedly keeping Liberty in this thing. They trail by just 2 now at 17-15. Sierra Britton, 5'6" senior, will serve. There's the serve. It comes across. It is dug out. The set goes to the middle, just put over the block. Liberty's able to save. Can they get it back over? Into the net, they cannot. And Air Academy gets the point. They lead by 3 once again at 18-15. We're in game number 1. Best of 5 match. Ashley Pagan, 5'7" sophomore, will serve for the Cadets. Serve is over and dug out. The set goes to the center, into the block, back over to the Air Academy side, fought for at the net, and Liberty's just going to send it back over to the Air Academy back line. Another chance for them to run their offense. Left side, into the block. Air Academy saves it one more time. Again, they'll go left side, and this time it's into the net from Lauren Petty. Once into the block, once into the net. It's a point for Liberty, and they're back within 2 at 18-16. And Kylie Camacho comes back in as Sam Bryant comes out. That front line, back line switch. 18-16, serve is over. It's dug out. Now the set comes to the right side, over the block, saved, back over to Air Academy, but it's going to be out of bounds. That was a great effort by Sierra Britton just to save that and keep it alive, but could not keep it in bounds, and Cadets lead by 3 at 19-16. And this is Malia Miller to serve again. Miller's serve just gets over the net. It is dug out on the back line. Now here's Sierra Britton into the net or into the block. Either way, it's a point for Air Academy. From my vantage point, couldn't tell if that went off the block or went off the net. We'll watch this replay right here and see what we see. I think that was off the block. Good job by Air Academy to be there. Miller with another serve, dug out. Now the set comes to the middle, off the block and out of bounds. Point Liberty. 20-17. This is Jenna McGuire to serve. Her serve comes over, dug out. Now the set over to the left side. This is Petty. Petty puts it off the block and then out of bounds. It's going to be a point for the Cadets, 21-17. 4-point lead for Air Academy. As they are trying to hold on, got out to a big lead. Liberty's made some noise, but Air Academy's held on to the lead the entire time. And this is Claire Kazar to serve, the 5'5" senior. Kazar's serve is across. There's the dig. Now the set in the middle. Not a very good set, and Liberty just had to give it back to Air Academy. Now in the middle, it goes off the block. Liberty saves. They've got another opportunity. Over to the left side, and Camacho. Camacho off the block, and that's a point. Actually, it was into the net and then back into Camacho with the block right there. It's a point for the Cadets at 22-17. And Kazara will serve again. 22-17, Cadets lead. Service playable, sent over very quickly. Air Academy was ready for it. Now they're just gonna have to give it back to Liberty. Liberty's got a chance to run something. Over to the left side they go, and Camacho. Camacho's attack dug out. Air Academy running things from the left side. It's Pingle giving it back to Liberty. Now they'll try to get it again from the center, putting it down. That was Ellen Kiger, and she gets the kill. That was one heck of a volley between those two teams. 22-18, Air Academy leads, but Liberty with the point. And Cody Inlos Williams, who's tied for second on the team in aces, will serve. Serve comes over, it's dug out. Now the set, left side, Jordan Pingle off the block, and Liberty punches it back over, and it is inbounds. Point Lancers. Just finding a great spot. Let's watch where that lands. Good attack by Pingle, and then just punched over, and somehow it stayed in bounds for Cody Inlos Williams, and a timeout has been called. 22-19 is our score in game number 1 of this best of 5 match, and we will have the final few points of game number 1 next right here on 20 TV. Welcome back into Liberty High School. Air Academy leads game 1, 22-19. And the serve comes across dugout. The set comes to the right side, put down by Ashley Nelson, playable for Liberty. Now from the middle, put over, Air Academy punches it back over, fought for at the block, Liberty saves it. From the left side over the block, Air Academy is able to play it again. Now they'll go middle, and each of these teams are really trying to avoid the block, not putting a lot on the attacks. Air Academy looking to just give it right back to Liberty. They do so. Now left side. This is Camacho into the block. Saved. What a save. Fought for at the net. Lifted by Air Academy and a point for Liberty. That was a great volley from start to finish. You see the great dig. Just giving it back over. Saved on each side. Each team definitely deserves a round of applause for the way that was played. We're back to action after the Liberty serve. They're back within 2. Left side into the block, out of bounds, point Air Academy. Goes out of bounds. Block has been there for Liberty, and we talked about at the top of the broadcast how maybe they don't have as much height as they would like. You would never know based off how effective their block has been today. Here's Bryce Schwartz. Her serve comes out. It is playable. Goes over to the left side. Byland has it deflected. Now left side, Pingle. Pingle puts it down. It's a point for Air Academy, and they got game point. And another timeout has been called, this time called by Liberty, as they trail by 4 at 24-20 here in game number 1. You know, Liberty might not come back to win this match, but the way they have come back, or not come back to win this set, I beg your pardon, but the way they've been able to come back in this first game of this best-of-5 match has to give them a lot of confidence because, and we've seen this a lot with Air Academy. This is the third time we've had the Cadets here on 20 TV, had their matchup against Pine Creek and their matchup against Rampart, and Air Academy consistently got ahead early going in sets, and then their opponent would end up coming back. And that's kind of happened here, although right now Air Academy is going to have 3 game points here in the first set. And it will be the Cadets serve as Bryce Schwartz will be serving for the set victory. Schwartz's serve comes over, playable, and Liberty did not get as much on that as they would have liked to. Cadets have a chance for the win right here, right side, off the block, and that is down, and that's good. Air Academy gets the win. Ashley Pagan with the kill from the right side, and the Cadets win game number 1 of this best-of-5 match by a score of 25-20. And here's some of the highlights from this first game. 25-20, Air Academy gets the win over Liberty. You saw the final point right there. The 2 teams will switch sides, and Air Academy will be looking to go up 2-0, while Liberty will be looking to even the match at 1 game apiece. We'll have game number 2 coming your way next right here on 20 TV. Welcome back into Liberty High School. 25-20 was the final score in game number 1. Air Academy got the win. Here are some of the big highlights from that first game, and there were some really good volleys. There you see a kill from Ashley Pagan into the block, and really the block for Liberty was very good, especially with Jenna McGuire and Haley Cuppet. Jordan Pingle with the cross-court kill, and that's tough. Pingle's very good at putting it off the side of her hand and really redirecting that, coming up like it's going to be just flush off of her hand, and instead it's able to be off the side of it and go in a different direction. And that's very effective when you've got a team like Liberty who's been blocking pretty effectively so far. To have somebody who can attack in that way and really go in a different direction, that goes a long way towards getting some points. As we are just about set for game number 2 of this match. Serve comes across, and we are officially underway. The two teams switching directions. Now the left side, the attack is played by Air Academy, putting it over from the left side, Jordan Pingle, but she puts a little bit too much on it, and that's going to be a point for Liberty. Liberty serves. Air Academy's able to play it. They go to the right side, and that was Claire Kazara. Check that. That was Ashley Nelson, I beg your pardon. Either way, it's a kill. And it gets the Cadets on the board, and right now we apologize, on the bottom of the screen, that score is obviously not correct at 0-0. So we will get our score fixed here in just a moment. The officials are letting play continue even though they've got the score up on the scoreboard wrong. Left side, that's Pingle. Pingle puts it off the side of her hand. That's what we were talking about earlier. Goes off the block though. Here's Pingle again, this time off the block, and it is out of bounds either way off the block. And so that is a point for Air Academy. Pingle gets the kill. This will be Gabby Jones, the libero, to serve. Jones, a 5'5" senior. Serve comes across. It is dug out on the back line, and now back into the net. Liberty was into the net, and it's a point for the Cadets. They lead 3-2. And you can see that they just got a little bit too far up there. Serve, playable. Set comes over to the right side for Britton, and Britton puts way too much on it. That's a point for the Cadets at 4-2. Look over to the bench, see Lindsay Hicks kind of doing some coaching and trying to tell Sierra Britton what she needs to do to be able to not put quite as much on it. So this is Gabby Jones to serve. Serve comes over. It is dug out. Not a great dig, though, and Liberty's going to give it right back to the Cadets. Right at the net. The set comes to the middle, sent down and sent over. That is a kill, and that is a point for the Cadets thanks to Ashley Pagan, her first kill here in game number 2, her third of the match. And Cadets are out to a lead in the early going once again, 5-2. Gabby Jones continuing to serve. The serve comes over. There's the dig. Now put right down at the net and unplayable. Malia Miller, first time we've really called her name today on the front line. She served a lot, but she comes up with the point right from the middle, and it's 6-2 in favor of the Cadets, and Gabby Jones will continue to serve. Her serve comes over. There's a dig now. They send it towards the net, and they're just going to have to give it right back to Air Academy. The set comes to the middle and put down once again. It's Ashley Pagan. So far, it is all Cadets in the early going. Pagan, the 5'7" sophomore. Pretty young Air Academy team. Got a bright future. Playing so well this year. Maybe even a little bit of a surprise of how well they are playing this year. Serve comes over, dug out. The set goes over to the left side. That's Camacho. Her attack is blocked back over. Liberty has another chance, but Ellen Kiger is unable to get it back over the net. 8-2, and a timeout has been called by Lindsay Hicks, head coach for Liberty. 8-2 is our score. Cadets lead the Lancers, and we'll be back in just a moment with more District 20 volleyball right here on 20 TV. Eight 2 in game number 2 of a match that Air Academy already leads 1-0 after a 25-20 win in game number 1 out of the Liberty timeout. Gabby Jones is continuing to serve. Her serve is dug out. The set right to the middle off the block. Air Academy is able to save it. Now right side off the block and out of bounds. That's a point for Air Academy and a kill for Ashley Pagan. Pagan 2 kills in game number 1, 3 here in game number 2 according to my incredibly unofficial stats. 9-2 our score. And Gabby Jones is continuing to serve. Jones's serve comes over. The dig comes up front. Now Liberty just gives it right back to the Cadets. Another opportunity for Air Academy to score. They put it to the middle. Malia Miller's attack off the block right back. This time it's Pingle, and Pingle's attack is out of bounds. Attack air against Jordan Pingle, and that's going to be a point for Liberty. Pingle attacking this year has a 27% kill percentage, meaning when she attacks, there's a 27% chance that she will come up with the kill. It's a pretty good number. Not as good of a hit percentage for her as the serve is out of bounds, and that is a point for the Cadets on the service error. For Air Academy, we see Lauren Petty come back in. 10-3 in game number 2. So far, it's all Cadets. Air Academy will serve. That's Jordan Pingle. Now off the block from that attack, Air Academy was able to play it. That's pretty impressive that Air Academy was able to play off that attack from the left side, putting it down, and that's a great kill for Kylie Camacho. Second on the team in aces, leads the team in blocks, and she came up with one heck of a kill right there. Good effort on the back line by Gabby Jones, but she just could not get to it. And Dylan Blyland, important newcomer for this team, will now serve, the 5'6" sophomore. Serve comes over. The dig right to the net. Great dig. Now the set put back over, and right there, Malia Miller. She saw an open spot, and she was able to just quickly get it over, and right between the block, and nobody would stepped up from the back line. And adds to the Air Academy lead at 11-4. See if Liberty has a comeback here in game number 2 like they did in game number 1 from the middle. That's Jenna McGuire. McGuire gets the kill. Haven't called McGuire's name quite as much as we expected to coming in. Very good player. Serve comes over. There's the set now, the attack. Playable for Liberty, but then the dig came back too close to the net. Liberty could not play it. And then Air Academy gets the point. They're up 12-5. And it will be Malia Miller to serve. Miller's serve comes over. There's the dig. The set put down off the block. Saved by the Cadets. Now back to the left side. Put over to touch anything at the net. And there's a disconnect between the tower official and the floor official. The tower official is looking down to the floor official, trying to get a call, and they both had arms kind of flailing all over the place about who gets the point. We'll see who should have gotten the point on the replay. Either way, they give it to Cadets, and it makes it a 12-6 game. And now that's out of bounds. That's another point for Air Academy. No, that should be a point. This tower official has called points for both teams on each of the last 2 points. Now she's going to call the line judge over. That was out of bounds. That's a point for Air Academy. But they gave the point to Liberty. I'm not sure about that one. we've had some confusion. Now the floor official is talking to the scoring table to talk some things out. They've got the score at 13-6 in favor of Air Academy, and Jenna McGuire is about to serve. Yeah, that's a tough spot for the tower official, and these officials for the most part do a really good job. And we always need to remember that officials at the high school level are really doing it for the love of the sport and trying to give back to the student athletes. But it is a tough position when you've got somebody that everybody's looking at, and like the tower official who didn't really know who to give the point to on that last play. I'm not quite sure if they got that call right or not as Liberty gets the point, 13-6. Now from the right side, put over. Liberty's able to play it over to the left side, just over the block. Playable for the Cadets. They'll come left side, punch back over to Liberty. How did Air Academy save that one? Great play. Left side put down off the block. That should be a point for the Cadets from Lauren Petty. It goes out of bounds. It was deflected. Shelly Small is up talking with the floor official saying that was deflected. Let's look at this replay. I thought it was deflected too. I saw the same thing Shelly Small said. Yeah, that's easily deflected. Oh man, it's a bad call. Shelly Small's not happy. Kylie Camacho deflected that out of bounds, so Liberty gets maybe 2 gifts in a row right there from the officials. Left side put off the block this time, obviously deflected and out of bounds, and that is going to be a point for the Cadets as Lauren Petty gets the kill. Great job by our camera crew, production crew, and getting that replayed on that last one to show the deflection off the hands. So the Cadets are doubling up Liberty at 14-7. And here comes the serve just over the net. That was a good serve. In fact, the dig came back over. Now fought for at the net. That's a lift, and that's a point for the Cadets. That's an easy call to make. 15-7 Air Academy leads. Claire Kazara will continue to serve. Kazara. There's the dig. Now the set. Ball comes back over, playable for the Cadets. They're going to have to play it off the back line, though. That was Pingle. Chance for Liberty. They go over to the left side, and Cuppet, who we haven't called her name at all here in game number 2 after a great game 1. There's Pingle. She puts it across the court. It's dug out by the libero Stoffel. Fought for at the net, comes down on the Air Academy side, and that's a point for Liberty. We wondered out loud earlier if the Lancers would have a late run in them here in game number 2 like they did in game number 1. 15-8 doesn't look good for Liberty, but looks a lot better than where they were at earlier. Serve comes over. The set goes over to the right side, put down, dug out by Liberty, and now nobody is there to touch it. I'll tell you what, Kiger was right there. Kiger probably should have just put it back over. It was Cody Enlos Williams who comes diving at the last moment. That was Kiger's ball, 16-8. Cadets back doubling. Liberty. Serve comes over, playable. Doug, there's somewhat of a set. Comes back over to the Cadet side of things. Over to the right side, put down off the block. That's down, and that's good for Bryce Schwartz. Excuse me, it was Ashley Pagan with the kill. I beg your pardon. 17-8. Cadets are leading. Will be Bryce Schwartz to serve, however. And now a last moment substitution as Dylan Blyland is back in for the Liberty Lancers. Schwartz with the serve, comes over, the dig. Now the set, put down off the block and out of bounds, but Liberty was into the net. And Kennedy Castaneda literally just looked, yeah, I don't see it either. Castaneda was really frustrated with that. Air Academy might have gotten a break right there from the officials. Over the block and out of bounds. Ellen Kiger was not able to get it across, and it's now 19-8. Air Academy's really running away here with game number 2 as Bryce Schwartz will continue to serve. Schwartz's serve is over, and that's an ace. Bryce Schwartz. leads the team in aces, came in with 18 aces. Go ahead and make that 19, 20-8. Schwartz will continue to serve. Comes over, the dig, the set over to the left side, into the block. Liberty's able to play it, and they just give it right back to the Cadets. Now to the middle, put down off the block, but the block couldn't get back over, and that was Ashley Pagan again, who's really taken things over in game number 2. That is her 5th kill. Could not get solid contact on the block for your Liberty. 21-8 Cadets. Serve comes over. The dig now right at the net, and that was Jordan Pingle putting it down with authority. Watch this again. Serve comes over. The dig is right at the net, and there was Jordan Pingle. Nothing you can do about that if you're Liberty. And Cadets are on a roll with Bryce Schwartz serving. Set comes over to the right side, put way too much on it from Haley Cuppet. That's an attack error, and that's a point for the Cadets. They're at 23-8 now in game number 2. Already leading the match 1-0. They won game 1, 25-20, in what was a very competitive game 1. Schwartz's serve is over. Now the set right to the middle, dug out, but it's gonna go out of bounds, and that is a point for Liberty. They needed that point. Air Academy was on a bit of a run, and even if Liberty doesn't win this game, I think that was a important point sent over by Ellen Kiger, 5'9" senior, 23-9. Serve is over, and it just deadens right at the net, and that's an ace. So they get a couple consecutive points, get into double digits here in game number 2. So the ace for Cuppet. 23-10. Serve comes over. This time it is playable. Set comes over to the left side. That's Pingle. It goes off the block. Playable on the back line. Now the set back over to the left side. This is Camacho. Camacho's attack played on the back line. Right side put back over off the block and down on the Liberty side of things. Point Cadets, and they've got game point. 24-10. Serving for the game, the libero, Gabby Jones. Jones's serve is over. Dug out, back over to the Air Academy side, and they'll be playing for the game win. It's Jordan Pingle, left side off the block. It is playable for Liberty. They're trying to keep things alive, but they send it back over on the wrong side of the antenna, and the attack error is what will get the win for Air Academy in game number 2. 25-10 the final score as they take a 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 match, and Air Academy will be playing for the match victory in game number 3, and Liberty will be playing to try to extend it to a game number 4. We've got the 3rd game of this District 20 match, and we'll have it for you next right here on 20 TV. Welcome back into Liberty High School, where Air Academy leads this best-of-5 match 2-0 there in game number 2. A dominating win for Air Academy, winning 25-10, and we'll see a lot of Air Academy highlights right here as they're able to really run away with game number 2, and they get the win. There's a serve from Bryce Schwartz, unplayable, the ace. Another serve comes over. And Jordan Pingle is there to put it down with authority. And that all leads to a 2-0 lead for Air Academy. And we get set for game number 3 of the match. Matt Hawley courtside. Our entire 20 TV crew here at Liberty High School. Got the brand new production trailer outside. Again, thanks to District Superintendent Mark Hatch, along with the entire school board, for being so supportive of these 20 TV broadcasts. We really appreciate it and love the new production trailer. We are underway in game number 3. From the left side, Jordan Pingle into the block. Pingle gets it back. Now another set right at the net. This time they are going to go to Ashley Nelson. Not playable. In fact, a lift called against Liberty. And it's going to be a point for the Cadets. They're out on top, 1-0. This is Claire Kazara to serve. Her serve comes over. Now the set comes over to the left side, and the block wasn't there. And Haley Cuppett, after not having a kill in the second game, after having what I count as 4 in the first game, she gets going early here in game number 3 with a kill. 1-1 our score. And Cody Inlos Williams will now serve. Her serve comes over, is dug out. The set, that will go to the left side. Pingle, and she didn't put a whole lot on it, but she still gets the kill. Jordan Pingle's having a nice match. She averages 2.7 kills per set, and she is well on top of that today. 2-1 our score. Serve comes over, is barely dug out, and Air Academy, or excuse me, Liberty punches it back over to Air Academy from the middle, put down, and they will say that was out of bounds and point Liberty. Let's catch the replay on this and see if we can see. It looked, can't tell from that angle. So 3-1 our score. Serve comes over. Now right at the net, and there to put it down was Ashley Nelson. Air Academy's been able to do that a few times today. 4-1, Cadets lead. They lead the match 2-0, 25-20, 25-10. And it was Bryce Schwartz who the team went on a big run when she was serving earlier. She leads the team in aces. She's a very good server. Now right at the net, and again it falls down on the Liberty side of things. Lancers don't look good here in game number 3, down 5-1. And talking about Bryce Schwartz, here's some of her numbers when it comes to serving. 98% serve percentage coming in. In 153 attempts, only 3 service errors. 5-1, the score. And now the attack from the right side, it did fall in. That's a kill, and that's a point for Liberty. They needed that one. Just inbounds. Good placement by Haley Cuppett, who's got 2 kills here in game 3. 5-2, serve comes across. Playable, left side Pingle puts it right through the block, but then out of bounds, and that's a point for the Lancers. So they've gotten stuff a little bit more right. They're back within a couple at 5-3. Some much needed points for Liberty if they want to force a game 4 tonight. Serve comes over, and that's an ace for Haley Cuppett, her second ace of the match. She averages close to 1 ace per set. She's got 2 aces and 3 sets tonight, and her serve comes over. Barely playable for Air Academy. In fact, they're not able to send it back over. (5-5), and Liberty's going to play for a game lead now. And sent over, just punched over by Ashley Pagan. She gets her first kill. She had a big second game. 5 kills by my count. And she gives Air Academy the 1-point lead at 6-5. It'll be Gabby Jones, the libero, to serve. The set comes over really to the middle, and they give it right back to Air Academy. From the middle, off the block, Liberty's got to play it, and now they will work it over to the left side. That's McGuire. McGuire's attack is playable. Left side, Pingle again off the block and into the net. That's a point for the Cadets. Jordan Pingle again. Really liked what Pingle's been able to do today. She's into double-digit blocks with 10 of them. 7-5, kills, not blocks, I beg your pardon. Serve just barely over the net. I thought that was going into the net. That's a great serve. Now there's McGuire. McGuire put a lot on it. Might have been heading out of bounds, but Air Academy does play it. The attack from the right side. Liberty plays. They'll go left side. McGuire. McGuire puts it down, and it goes right into Bryce Schwartz and then bounces to the ground. Kill for Jenna McGuire. First kill in game number 3. Gets Liberty back within 1 at 7-6. Serve comes over. Dug out now. The set goes over to the left side. It's Pingle again, and Pingle can't keep it in bounds. We're back even, 7 apiece. Liberty looks good right now. Great answer from Liberty after losing game number 2, 25-10, even at 7 apiece here in game number 3. Serve comes over. It was a short serve. Air Academy was ready for it. Now putting it down. That was good for Ashley Pagan again. Pagan gets the kill. 9 kills for Pagan. Gets Air Academy back out on top, 8-7. So Liberty's tied it twice, but Air Academy's come back with a point after the tie each time. This is Jordan Pingle to serve. Her serve comes over. It is dug out. Now the set from the middle into the block, punch right back over. Air Academy's able to save. They'll work it right side, way too much on it from Ashley Pagan, and that is a point for Liberty, back even. Third tie. And we are at 8-8. Speaking of 8s, number 8, Dylan Blyland to serve, and her serve is out of bounds. Point Cadets. They're back on top. So for the third tie, Cadets get the next point to take the lead. And Ashley Pagan will serve, 5'7" sophomore. Serves at a 92% clip. 6 errors on 73 attempts coming into tonight. And that's an ace. Unplayable and out of bounds. Cadets now lead 10-8. Pagan to serve again. Her serve is over. Sierra Britton digs it out. Now the set, left side. Britton puts it back over. Playable for Air Academy. They go left side, putting it off the block. Air Academy's got another opportunity. They're going to go left side again as Lauren Petty puts it over. Liberty's able to play it. Left side, this is McGuire into the block, and it falls down on the Air Academy side of things. That's a point for Liberty. 10-9, 1-point game here in game number 3. Cadets lead the match 2-0, 25-20, 25-10. Liberty will play for a tie here. McGuire serves, gets it over the net. Playable for the Cadets, but they just have to give it right back to Liberty. And now they've got the opportunity for another tie. From the middle, put down. Air Academy is there for it. Pingle with the set, goes left side. This is Lauren Petty. Petty's attack playable. They'll go back left side, just finessing it over. That's Haley Cuppett. Chance for the Cadets, and putting way too much on it, Lauren Petty. And we're back even at 10 apiece. Liberty looks like a different team here in game number 3. Now the question is, can they get the point and get the lead? We've said it before. Each time they've gotten the tie, Cadets have come back with the point. McGuire will continue to serve. Her serve comes over, and it's out of bounds. Point Cadets. That's the second time in a row that a tie, after the tie was acquired, that a service error resulted in a point for Air Academy. That's tough if you're a coach. Malia Miller's serve comes across, just barely dug out. Now they'll go left side to Cuppett. Cuppett goes cross court, but playable for Air Academy. Left side Petty into the block, and we'll see if that's in bounds or not. It is out of bounds, and that is a point for the Cadets. Cadets kind of lucked out on that one. Now the serve comes over. The dig, the set, and a lift will be called against Ellen Kiger. 13-10. Malia Miller comes across with it. Set comes left side, put down into the block, and off the block it goes out of bounds, and it's a point for Liberty. Good job by the block, but they just could not keep it in bounds. Haley Cuppett was there leading the way for Liberty. 13-11, Cadets lead. Here's the serve, and that's an ace, not playable for the Cadets. Ellen Kiger back to within one. Let's see if they can tie it again. Kiger will be serving for a tie. It's 13-12 Cadets. Serve comes over, and it's just out of bounds. Service errors have been an issue for Liberty here in game number 3, a big issue. Without service errors, they could very easily be winning this game right now. Instead, they're down by a couple at 14-12. Claire Kazara will now serve. Her serve comes over, dug out. A set comes left side, over the block it goes, but Air Academy has it playable. Now left side Pingle. And Pingle lifts it, or excuse me, on the right side it's Cuppett who lifts it, I beg your pardon. And a point for the Cadets at 15-12. Air Academy leads this match 2-0, looking for a 3-game sweep. Claire Kazara serves, puts it over, dug out. Now the set and the attack. A lot was put on it, but Air Academy plays it right at the net, put down, and that's a point for the Cadets. It's Ashley Nelson with the kill. Right from the middle, the senior middle blocker puts it down and gets the point. 16-12, 4-point lead for Air Academy. They might be trying to pull away from Liberty. Kazara's serve is over. The set from the middle, and then Liberty did not get what they wanted on that. Back to the left side, and Pingle. Pingle's attack not playable, and that's a kill. A timeout called by Liberty coach Lindsay Hicks in her first season, as Air Academy has scored a few in a row. It's 17-12 as the Cadets lead in game number 3, lead the match 2-0, and we will continue with game number 3 next, right here on 20 TV. (17-12), Air Academy leads in game number 3, a match they lead 2-0. Out of the timeout, Claire Kazara to serve. Playable for Liberty, right into the net though for Kylie Camacho, who's been relatively quiet today. 18-12. Camacho leads the team in blocks. Haven't called her name all that often, the 5'9" senior middle blocker. So 18-12 now. Kazara continuing to serve. Her serve comes over. Dug out, playable, given right back into the block. Liberty gets it back. Here's another opportunity from the left side cross court, and a lift will be called against Claire Kazara, and a point for Liberty. Makes it 18-13. She was almost, could tell with Kazara. We'll see if we catch it on the replay. Her reaction, you can just see her going, what in the world was I doing? 18-13 our score. Serve comes over. Over to the right side and into the net off the hands of Ashley Nelson. And possibly, here come the Lancers. They're back within 4 at 18-14. Cody Enlos Williams will continue to serve. Serve comes across into the net. Service error. Good server at 91%. We'll put that one into the net, 19-14. And again, that continues to be a major issue here in game number 3. Service errors for Liberty. They've had a bunch of them. Bryce Schwartz, speaking of service errors, goes out of bounds. Point Liberty at 19-15, and we will see Jenna McGuire back in. Now here's the serve from Cuppett. We'll see if Air Academy can play it. They're just going to have to send it right back over to Liberty. Does stay in bounds, playable for the Lancers. They go left side. This is McGuire, puts it over the block and puts it down. Great decision midair by Jenna McGuire to not put 100% of force into it, but once she got that block up in the air and saw that nobody on the back line had stepped up, she just put it over the block and put it down. 19-16 our score. Now the serve comes over. Dug out. The set this time, it'll go right to the middle. I think it went off of the, nope, they're going to give it to Liberty. I thought that might have touched somebody at the line, but it's an attack error. We'll watch the replay. No, that's a good call. That's a very good call by the tower official. Nice job. 19-17. Air Academy leads. From the right side, not a lot on that attack. Liberty's got a chance. Left side, this is McGuire again off the block. On the back line, Gabby Jones was able to save it. And Air Academy gives it back to Liberty. We'll see what they're able to do. Here's McGuire again, left side. Goes over the block. This time somebody from the back line comes up for Air Academy. Left side, Pingle into the block. And then it goes back out of bounds. And it's a point for the Cadets. Great volley between those two teams right there. And Sam Bryant back in for Liberty. 2017, three-point lead for the Cadets. Gabby Jones to serve. Serve comes over. Here's the set and put into the net by Kylie Camacho. If she would have just got a little bit more on that, might have had a shot. Instead, it's a point for the Cadets, 21-17. And they are now 4 points away from a three-game sweep of Liberty. Gabby Jones to serve again. Jones's serve is over, and it comes over to this general area. Is not really playable for Liberty. Just a bad dig attempt, and 22-17, 3 points away for the Cadets. Jones puts it over again. Now the set, good set, but into the net for Camacho. Second time she's done that in the last couple minutes at 23-17. And Lindsay Hicks, the coach for Liberty, is going to come up and say something to Camacho. Trying to do some coaching here in what could possibly be the final moments of this match. Another serve comes over, and that's going to be out of bounds. That is a point for Liberty at 23-18, and they need to go on a run right here. This is the moment. It will be Camacho to serve. Camacho is a 95% server. Serve does get over now from the right side. Put down, and it's Ashley Pagan again. Nothing you can do about that. The Liberty had kind of separated out. You see all that space in the middle of the floor. Once Pagan got it past the block, no chance for Liberty. And now serving for the match, this is Jordan Pingle. Her serve comes over. It is dug out. Set on the front line, left side. This is McGuire, and McGuire puts it off with a libero on the back line, Jones, and that is a point for Liberty. They keep the match alive at 24-19. Now they need to go on a 5-point run right here. And it's Dylan Byland, sophomore, to serve. Her serve comes over. Air Academy is able to play it. Left side over the block. Liberty's got another chance to extend the match. Left side, this is McGuire again. Off the block, point Liberty. And they're now back within 4, 24-20. McGuire has looked in game 3 like really we expected her to look throughout the entire match. And Byland will continue to serve. Comes over. Dug out. Here's the set, comes to the right side. Put down for the win, Ashley Pagan. Pagan's 4th kill of the game. Her 11th of the match, and Air Academy gets the win as they win 25-20, 25-10, 25-20, and they sweep the Liberty Lancers in 3 games, and the Cadets have won their 8th match in a row. We'll come back with the numbers and wrap things up after this here on 20 TV. Welcome back in as we are getting set to wrap things up here at Liberty High School after a 25-20 Game 3 victory. Here's some of the highlights. And for Liberty, they were playing a tough match early on. The points were really going back and forth as you see these two teams go back and forth. Here's Haley Cuppet with the serve, and she got the ace. But at the end, it ended up being just too much, as Liberty tied this match or this game multiple times, but never could take a lead, a lot of times by their own service errors. And at the end, Liberty just was able to come up with enough points to get the win from the right side. Jordan Pingle with that kill, and Air Academy was able to get the win. If you want to relive this broadcast tonight, you can certainly do so. Have DVD sale opportunities for you. Just $10 gets you a copy of this broadcast tonight. You can email us 20tv@asd20.org, or you can give us a call at 719-234-1780. That's 719-234-1780. Again, just $10 gets you a DVD copy of this broadcast. You look at this and you look at a couple names specifically for Air Academy, and these numbers are as unofficial as they come, but you really look at Jordan Pingle and Ashley Pagan, who led the way as far as the attacks, as they each had at least 2 kills in every game and had double-digit kills altogether. For Liberty, it was kind of different players contributing at different times. Haley Culpet had a great first game with 4 kills, was kind of quiet in game 2 before coming back in game number 3. Jenna McGuire, for the most part, was somewhat quiet in game 1 and 2 before really coming on in game number 3. And really the story is Air Academy. They moved to 8-1, and they've won 8 in a row. They began the season with a loss at Arapahoe, and have since then have won against Columbine, Monarch, Green Mountain, Pine Creek, Rampart, Coronado, Fountain, Fort Carson, and now Liberty. Good number of 5A schools that Air Academy has beat playing in the 4A Pikes Peak. And if you're Cheyenne Mountain and Lewis Palmer playing in that 4A Pikes Peak, you got to be worried about Air Academy this year, as they've really come on with a vengeance this year and look to be a very good team. Do want to say thank you for everybody being tuned in tonight as Air Academy sweeps Liberty. For our entire 20 TV crew at Liberty High School, Matt Pauley saying good night, and we will talk to you again very soon right here on 20 TV.